This is a short meditation. It is extremely helpful to do on a full moon, but any night that you can see the moon would be a very good time for you to do this meditation. If you happen to be outside looking at the stars, this is also a good time to do this meditation. But the best way to do this really is to be reclined in bed and be near a window that you could look outside and see the sky. And when you're there, I want you just to keep your eyes open, or if you don't have access to that, I want you to close your eyes and just think of a full moon. Maybe it's over a lake, maybe it's over the horizon with woods in the background and you could just see the outline of the trees. Maybe you're looking at a moon over a cityscape, whatever works for you. And I want you just to lay there, and I want you just to focus on your breathing and just be aware of what the day has brought you, what the week has brought you. And I want you to think about some of the ways that you might have suffered recently, even micro-suffering. Allow yourself to just honor that we all suffer. We all suffer in different ways. And right now in the world, there are people suffering in really devastating ways. And you might be suffering in a devastating way as well. And the reason why I brought this up is that often people will want to compare their suffering as a way to minimize their own suffering. Sometimes people will say things like, oh, other people have it worse, therefore I shouldn't feel so bad. And that's one way that we shame ourselves into thinking that we don't deserve to suffer. Suffering is almost a gift that we pretend we don't deserve. We think that if we have gratitude, if we have love, if there's beauty in our world, how could we possibly acknowledge suffering? But without suffering, we would not be able to have the gratitude. So I want you to just release and acknowledge that you deserve to feel whatever you need to feel. And the celestial energy of the moon that dictates the waves in the ocean also can touch your heart and soul. You are made of so much water. Why would you not be swayed by the beauty of that moon the way the oceans are? Almost every animal, insect, everything on the planet that is a being acknowledges and lives by the moon in some way. And we as humans try to ignore night and day. We decide when we're going to put a light on and have daylight. We decide when we're going to sleep and take a nap. And all of that's fine. But right now I want you to either imagine or look at that beautiful moon. That moon has been gazed upon by every ancestor you have ever had. That moon has been gazed upon by some people in their last moments of life. And that has been the view of some people's first moments of life. All of us can imagine the moon. We all understand moonlight and the way it gives a different type of light over our world. Whether your world is a backyard or a landscape. So allow the moon to just do its job. We often take time to deny the energy of the moon, the energy of the world around us. And in that denial, we're stuffing down suffering. We limit what we can find beautiful. We limit what we can express. We limit what we experience. We don't feel that we deserve to feel certain things, both perceived as positive or negative. But right now, just release yourself to the moon. Allow yourself to sink deeper into the cushion, the bed, mattress, blanket, floor, wherever you are. Allow your body to be a little bit heavier. Let it sink down. Just continue to let it be a little bit heavier. You don't have to be so alert and so ready for fight and flight. You can just get heavier and release. And imagine that the moonlight is like a thread that comes out towards you. Every little bit of moonlight that you might see, that glow, now becomes many threads. And there's silver and gold. And they're coming out from the moon right to you. Now, at this part, you might want to close your eyes if you would like. Allow the silver and gold threads, the strings, the yarns to come towards you. And you can see them in slow motion coming towards you. They're moving fluidly, softly. The moonlight is trying to touch you, and for the first time in a long time or ever, you're just going to let it happen, excited to see what it might feel like to just have the magic of that moonlight. It's already there with you all of the time. But what happens is that you're so disconnected from its magic. And I say magic not in a Harry Potter kind of magic way, but in a awe of its beauty. It's magical. Our lives are magical. The fact that we wake up in the morning is magical. The fact that we can love someone is magical. The moonlight is magical. So taking a big inhale and a big exhale, any suffering that you have had any time in your life is surfacing as you get heavier wherever you are, reclining. The suffering is coming up as if it's a bubble on a stove, boiling water, how the bubbles kind of just lift upward. And then they come up as steam. Just imagine that. So just imagine that your troubles, your suffering are just a steam lifting upward. And at the same time that that's happening, these beautiful silver and gold strings are coming towards you. Now they're getting closer to you. You can actually hear what they sound like. For some people, it's going to sound like electricity. For other people, it might sound like music. For others, it might sound like chanting. Or it might have just a message for you. And it will have a message for you. So allow the moonlight to come towards you Your suffering is lifting. The suffering doesn't necessarily go away, but we're just allowing it to rise. We're being observant, but we're more giving space for the moonlight. And now the silver and gold threads are touching you, and they're so skinny and tiny that they can be inside of your pores. And as you close your eyes, you're just taking in all of that energy of the moonlight. It's going into your pores and into your body. It doesn't hurt. It feels comforting. Not only is it relaxing, but it's cleansing, purifying, and it feels magical. Your suffering takes a very big backseat to all of this magic. It even touches some of the suffering. And as you lay there and allow that to tingle or tickle or just invigorate, you sense that it slows down and recedes just gently, allowing you to just close your eyes even tighter or more deeply so that your top and bottom eyelids feel like they're almost glued, that you couldn't open them if you tried. You don't even want to. And as that's happening, you forgot all about your suffering. Your suffering has diminished so much with that light. And even though it's light, it brings you a heaviness and a release that you never thought you could experience. Allowing yourself to just be comfortable in that light. Breathing, allowing that light to just touch the top of your head, your nose, your chin, your abdomen, the soles of your feet, the center of each palm of your hand, throughout every organ in your body, and throughout every cell in your blood. Everything is touched by this beauty. And you realize that you've been connected to this beauty your entire life. Every ancestor has been connected to this beauty. And you feel deeply connected to the earth and to the sky. And you realize that not only are you so small compared to all of it, you feel that smallness even more now than ever, but you also feel expansive, like you have no limitations, that your dreams will be beautiful, and that life is beautiful. Allow yourself to breathe, and if you'd like to just drift off to sleep, if that's appropriate for you and accessible to you right now, enjoy.